Was this
Yeah, like
around the same time that you did the gig with Fortify and Usinj?
and we'll see. Yeah, yeah. So this was yeah, fuck, it's crazy. You know that, bro? Fuck, because like that actually like they actually didn't show up to the gig because they got
What?
canceled. Yeah,
Oh
so
my
it ended up
god.
being my show. Yeah,
Yo, what the fuck up, Crazy Nation? It's your boy SB repping that crazy. You know what it is? I'm back again with another crazy discussions. This is episode 5, and I'm with the homie from West Sid. What's your
Inferno
name, right?
boy.
I've been
What's
doing the
going on?
state your name, cuz.
Say your name, cuz. Inferno's in the house.
What's good, my
Shout out to
brother? How you
Crazy
been, bro?
Nation. Good, bro. Just taking it a day at a time, you know.
Fucking earth. Welcome to the
Fuck,
crazy asylum, my G.
fucking earth, bro.
You're
Fucking earth.
finally part of the crazy asylum.
Yeah, fucking
Fucking
earth,
earth,
bro.
bro.
We've been meaning to do this for a while, so
Oh
like
yeah, by the way,
I'm
to all
usually
the
busy as fuck,
viewers,
so
to all the viewers and listeners, Inferno will be doing a crazy photo culture. I don't know when, because I brought this up about DeAndre as well, because DeAndre was last episode and he kept on bringing it up. Same as Ill as well. Ill's episode
yeah,
3. And he's like, "Cuz, we need to do a crazy photo culture." But yeah,
fucking earth.
man, let's get this shit started. All right, where did you start? Like, how did you get into like the music scene and shit? Where's your story starting from? The music scene.
My story starts from like I got into the music industry when I
Mm.
was about 16
Yep.
when I dropped my first mixtape.
When you were named
Um,
Blaze.
yeah, my stage name was Blade. Uh, so that was like my first step into the industry.
Mm.
But I've always wanted to do it. Like I started taking it serious when I was like 13.
Yeah.
And I can actually show you my rap books and shit. I got them here, like from when back in the
Fucking
days.
hell,
You know what I mean?
that's crazy.
So yeah, and like maybe when I was like 6 years old, bro, I really wanted to take it like I just found a love for the genre. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I started writing raps and shit. Let me get you my rap book.
Fucking
Hey,
hell, bro. Go
let
ahead.
me get you my rap book because like this shit, no one else has seen this shit. You know
Your
what I mean?
first official track was Just Brave, eh?
I wouldn't say official, but it was my first track as like Inferno. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking
So
hell.
like my first track as Inferno was probably Just Breathe.
Yeah.
And I actually made an EP and it was titled Inferno and I never dropped it. So
That's crazy. Wait,
bro.
there's the book.
I got rhymes in here for days, cuz.
Like, was that even your old shit though? Like as Blaze?
Nah, this is when I was this was my rap book when I was 13. Bro.
Fuck.
Yeah, but this is like dating back high school days. This used to be my history book, bro, but it's actually a rap book.
I get you, bro. I'm the same.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
fucking
So what happened to Blaze? Like, where did that go? Like, tell them the story about Blaze, because I know you had an EP for Blaze as well.
So Blaze, yeah. Blaze
I've done my research, right?
Yeah, fucking hell.
I'm catching you off guard. You're like, shit, you know about the EP? Like, let's
like,
go.
This guy knows everything about me, bro. Already. Nah, Blaze dropped. I dropped my first mixtape under Blaze when I was 16, which was called Wasteland.
Well, you actually had an Oz accent, which was weird.
Yeah, it was like half Oz, half like American, but I just did whatever came natural to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Wasteland was my first drop,
Mm-hmm.
and then I dropped another mixtape called More Than Motivation.
Yeah.
And then I dropped an EP called Ridden by Blaze as well.
Yeah.
So that's all. Like you can still find that EP
I
on
know.
on that.
I found all of them, bro.
You can still find that shit. So yeah, I dropped three projects under Blaze, and then I decided to change my name like when I left high school because it was just too generic.
Yeah.
And I feel like people were just like, you would look up Blaze and so many different things would come up. So it was like, I just kept the same concept when I changed my name. Instead of Blaze, just called myself Inferno.
Because as well, isn't that, weren't you telling me that with the Blaze name, that's where that whole US thing happened? Or was that under Inferno?
No, that was that was actually under Inferno. So Blaze was like on the brink of that.
Yeah.
But I changed my name because I was getting that deal as well.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the deal in the US,
This is
they
amazing.
suggested I changed my name.
This is 2 stories in a row because DeAndre has the same story. Something similar to that. So I love that. This is perfect. Talk about him. Let him know what happened.
What happened was, so as soon as I left high school, I was picked up by somebody from that worked for Sony Music.
Yeah.
So she took me under her belt, like just like started showing me the ropes a bit in the industry, like getting me shows when I first turned 18. You know, like booking me studio time at Studio 301.
So this was you as Inferno, yeah?
So this is when I just changed my name.
So was this around the same time that you did the gig with Fortify and Will Cinch?
And Will Cinch, yeah. So this was, fuck, it's crazy you know that, bro. Fuck, because like that actually, like they actually didn't show up to the gig because they got yeah.
Oh my
so it ended up being my show, and it ended up being my show, and fuck, bro, we did pretty decent. Like we I think we brought through like almost 100 people through the doors and stuff. It was a small venue, so it was pretty good. Like, it was a pretty good.
And then after that, you started like hosting gigs, eh?
Yeah, I started hosting gigs, started emceeing around clubs and shit, just to show my face, you know, get my name around the city. But yeah, basically, as soon as I changed my name to Inferno, like we were looking for deals, and she was getting me studio time at Studios 301 with Simon Cohen. He's an engineer there. Like he's worked with like Justin Bieber and all of them. To be honest, I actually didn't really rate my studio experience with him, and like that's not like to say he's a shit engineer, because he's amazing, but I like to do my shit in one or two takes. And he was making me do shit like line by line, and line by line, three at a time as well. Like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've heard that type of stuff where people are recording and it does that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so like I get it for like singers and pop music and stuff, but it just
and then like don't they record the 3 things and they play it against each other to see which one's better?
And then they fucking chop and change. So I had like a 10-hour studio session of just that, and I only got done 2 verses, and I had 3 written. Yeah, so it was like it killed my vibe kind of thing. So like, but other than that, like, yeah, she started getting me all that sort of stuff. We had interest from Universal,
That's
but
crazy.
like, yeah, but like the deal was like, it was a shit deal, so we didn't accept it. And then like my goal was always to go overseas, because I'm actually an American citizen too. So
and that's where the accent comes from. Now you can talk about the accent.
Hey, one second.
You're good, my bro. Take your time.
Fuck all you little dogs. Fuck all you little dogs that tell me you can't use the American accent. I can show you that. Fucking dogs.
100%, bro. 100%. Bro, it's anyway. Like me, man. They tell me about the American accent. I'm like, bro, I'm South American.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little tinge of it. Like,
of course I'm going to have an accent.
You genuinely can hear it, bro. Like,
of course I'm going to have an accent, bro. I'm from Latin America.
Straight up.
At least I'm part of America.
And of course you're going to have a bit of Western Sydney in you, because you're from Western Sydney, right? Yeah. Like you grew up there.
100%.
So like, of course I have a bit of a fucking Western Sydney accent.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, my roots are here.
Because True Colors is the one that I was messaging you about, eh? I'm like, that's the one where you have a mixture of both. Like you actually have like a mixture of, you tried Oz rap as well.
Yeah, I tried it, but I spoke to an OG head from like the Oz industry. I don't remember his name, because I was really young, bro. But he actually advised me. He was like, "It's better you rap in your Aussie accent."
Yeah.
And I was like to him, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I was probably like 17, bro. I tried for a good 6 months, bro, of recording, writing, with Aussie slang and stuff, and I could just never get it right. Like it was just. I don't know, man. It just didn't feel right for me. Like, so I just do what feels right for me, you know?
Yeah.
So,
well, when did you leave the US?
So, as in, like, when did I go and when did I come back?
Like, when did you live there? Like, you were born. Like, were you born here or you born here?
I was born here, but my dad is actually from Harrisburg in PA. So, like, I grew up in a very Americanized culture, like here at home.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So it was just like, I don't know, like I didn't even know what Oz rap was till I was like 16, 17.
No, I get what you mean, but like, did you go back there?
Nah, I actually hadn't had a chance to. I had
But
the
it's just
deal.
because of your dad and stuff, the accent would have just carried on.
Correct. Yeah, he still got it too. So
Yeah.
I had the deal in America, and that's when I was supposed to live there. But obviously shit fell through with that with my manager back then and shit. Whatever, it is what it
You have
is.
a few songs
Um,
about that person.
yeah. So True Colors, that mixtape was actually about her.
Man,
Um,
I
so
remember.
that
I
True
remember
Colors
listening to
mixtape.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I found it. I think we were talking about the artist evolution or something. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I got this as well. And I remember.
Yeah,
And
because
then,
you did like an episode on like the evolution of me.
oh yeah, that's right. Next up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Next up,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah.
All right. After that, you met. Was this around the same time like you met Gambino and Pax? Like how long after that did you meet Gambino and
Um.
Pax?
So I took
Like
like
what
a year
happened?
off.
Yeah, like what happened after that? Like what was the
Yeah,
story after True Colors?
I took like a so True Colors is actually when I met Gambino, but before that I took a year off and I was just writing. I wasn't releasing music or anything like that because like it broke my heart, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
Because I was
course,
like,
100%.
yeah, I had my bags packed. I was supposed to go, and then the deal fell through and
Crazy.
shit, and it was just like fuck. So yeah, I took a year off and I started studying at Australian Institute of Music.
Mhm.
Because I always wanted to be in the music industry. It was just for me. It was like whether I'm a rapper or not, I still want to be in the industry.
Yeah.
So um, I ended up studying audio engineering, and that's when I met Gambino.
Mhm.
Um, and Gambino and I we sort of didn't know anyone. And I remember I seen him at AIM, and I was like, I don't know what made me go up to him, but I just went up to him. I was like, Yo, what are you doing here? And he was like, Oh, I'm a hip hop head. I was
Yeah.
like, Oh, same. And he was like, Oh yeah, fuck. After class, we caught up, showed each other our shit, and we just like fucking had chemistry off the bat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were the only hip hop heads there at Australian Institute of Music at the time. So we were like,
That's fucking sick.
yeah, so we were like overlooked kind of thing, you know. And yeah, when we were there, I told him I got a mixtape I want to record,
Yeah.
and we ended up recording it, and you know he mixed and mastered it. We put it out, and to be honest, I didn't speak much of it, bro. I put it out and just left it there for people to find, like, you know what I
Fuck
mean?
no.
So
By the way, shout out to Gambino.
yeah, bro.
Give
Shout
a
out to
big shout
Gambino,
out to
but
Gambino,
day
man.
one,
He's a
it's
sick
been
cunt.
yeah, he's been rocking with me, bro, since
Ah,
since then. So
so who influenced you? Because I know I've heard it, but let the fans know. Who's influenced you like into like rapping and stuff like that?
okay, I can show you right now.
That's good. Of course, the one and only. Shout out to Big.
Come on, bro. And let me tell you something, bro. This one right here plays a key moment of my life.
The first album I ever bought was that.
Yeah, bro. So
bro, I was 5 when that came out.
Yeah.
My parents bought me that and Hybrid Theory on the same day.
Yeah, bro. Because I got this on wax. I got this on wax, but I also got it on CD.
Yeah.
So this is my one of my first CDs
100%.
that I got. And
bro, I reckon it's the greatest debut album of all time.
Yeah, it is. You can't, but I'd love for somebody to at me, bro. It's the greatest debut album of all time.
Like to me, like I don't think even Snoop Dogg's album touches that. No disrespect to Doggy Style, but I don't think.
No disrespect to.
Bro, that album is unskippable, and it's like how many tracks? Like, fucking.
There's like 20 tracks on this, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and I still, bro, to this day, I listen to it.
So do I.
To this fucking day, and it's
so
almost
do
been 20
I, bro.
years
100%,
since it's released, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm the same, bro. I love his music. Also, I don't know what it is. I can't go back. I can go back to the soundtrack edition of that as well, but I love that edition.
Yes.
Like if he included Hustler Ambition and that onto that album.
Onto this album. There's no discussion, man. Straight up.
But the album's a classic on its own. Like I reckon it's by far the greatest. I think Biggie and him are up there. I feel like him and Biggie are up there for greatest debut albums of all time.
It's definitely in my top 3, like.
And Nas, right? Because Illmatic's his debut album, right?
That's top 3 too. Yeah.
So that's the top 3, and they're all from New York.
Yeah. And you can
Biggie.
probably hear it. You can probably hear it when I rap. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that influence from.
I love
Not like.
that album by Nas because it literally takes you, same as Biggie's album, it takes you to New York. Like I
100%.
remember the intro to Biggie's album. It starts with him crying coming out of the womb, but it's the sound of New York. Like it's the sound of like when he grew up. I remember you hear Curtis Blow, and you're just like, rah, like, okay, Biggie, we get your story. Like this is your story of how you you know what I mean? Like how you were made. And to me, like that's what I find amazing, and I feel like that's the one thing that's like missing in albums nowadays. Is the story. Like even Illmatic, you hear the trains. You hear the sound.
You gotta feel like you're in their environment.
Like
you know
50s,
I mean?
all you hear is just gunshots.
Right. There's one song on Get Rich or Die Trying where instead of them using a snare, they use the gunshot. I think it's Bloodhound. There's a Bloodhound?
Yes.
Or is it Heat? It might be Heat.
It might be Heat. Heat's the one, isn't Heat the one where they start with like they're talking? And they're like, oh shit, and then boom, you hear a gun.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And then, bro, the snare is a gunshot in the album. You know what I mean? So you gotta feel like you're in their environment.
Well,
bro.
even Patiently Waiting, bro, they use the heartbeat, and the breathing.
Yes.
Bro, I remember this shit because that's how much I like that album.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
bro.
it's just everything about that album was like one of the best things. All right, since we're talking about old school hip hop and stuff like that, I got an actually interesting question that I've asked everyone so far, and I reckon you would like it. It's if you had to, I love this question. If you had to put two underrated artists' discographies against each other on a versus, who would it be? Okay, I'll tell you either. I'll tell you I've done two so far that I've done. My first one was MF Doom and who did I put against F? Ghostface Killer. And my second one was I don't remember. I really don't remember. I don't remember who I put, but it was interesting though. I think I've done 4 of them so far.
That's a good question, bro.
DeAndre did one which was I forget who he put. What's his name? Denzel Curry against someone. I don't remember who it was against someone. It was just like wait, Denzel Curry. Oh, Denzel Curry against Joey Badass.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I love Joey too. So and Denzel Curry is talented, bro. And this is tough because to me, no one has been from the 90s. No one has been more consistent than Nas. Because Nas just released an album last year. Yeah. That was actually, I think he won a Grammy for it.
I think so.
I think King's Disease, I think it's called. And we're talking 92 to 2021, and 100%. He's still releasing good music. Yeah. So like, I feel like no one can really touch his discography, bro.
Yeah. Who are you putting him against?
If I was to put him against somebody, it would probably have to go back to Jay-Z.
Of course, again. Round 2.
Because even though they're beef before.
Round 2.
Yeah, round 2. Even though they're beef before, they're both very, very consistent artists. Yeah. Jay being from the 90s too, both very consistent. Like I wouldn't even put because 50 turned into a businessman. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like
to be honest, 50 doesn't have good albums though. I feel like his first 2 albums are good.
His best. Yeah.
And then after that, he did a Snoop.
Nah, that's it. It fell off a little bit.
He did a Snoop. That's what Snoop did. Yeah. Let's be honest. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. Snoop is famous because of his first 2 albums.
Of course. Of course, bro. But yeah, so like I would put Nas and Jay together, bro, because.
Alright, what about nowadays?
Nowadays, if I reckon nowadays,
that would be an interesting one. I think mine was. I think it was Absol against someone. It was Absol against like someone that could fucking rap, and I forget who it was.
You know who I'm gonna put against? I don't know if you listen to Big Crit.
I listen to Big Crit. I've heard him here.
Big Crit is one of my favorites.
He's got solid music. That's
Yeah,
all I know.
real solid music. So I'm gonna go with J Cole versus Big Crit
Fucking hell.
because I was listening to Big Crit during his mixtape days,
Mm-hmm.
and I was listening to J Cole during his mixtape days,
Yeah.
and they're both sort of like
I feel
in
you.
the
I
same
know what
era.
you're talking about. I
You know
feel
what I
you.
mean? Yeah. So it's like I'll put them against each other. Like if you want to compare discographies,
Fucking hell. That'd be
definitely
solid. That'd be
that'd be
That'd be
crazy.
a solid versus
And
episode.
now I want to go back and listen.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna make your own verses
Yeah.
where
Now
they
I'm
go
trying to
against
go
each
back.
other.
Yeah.
Let's go old school. Who would I go? Old school. You know what? Like these guys, or one didn't make music as long as most people did. Stuff I'll scratch him. I was gonna say ODB against Mystical because of their voices. They're very similar in the way that they rap and shit like that. So it'd be fucking sick to hear them like their music go against each other. But obviously Mystical will have the advantage because ODB doesn't really have that much music. Like besides the Wu-Tang stuff, like he doesn't really have anything else. And plus his own stuff. Underrated though. I'll put Scarface. I haven't heard Scarface in ages. That's why I just remembered him. I'll put Scarface. Oh! I just remembered my last one. My last one was Cameron versus fuck.
Cameron.
It was lyrical rappers. It was Cameron against oh my god, I don't remember. Fuck! It was Cameron versus Big Pun. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a good matchup, bro.
But this one I'll probably do. Who did I just say before? Oh my god. Yeah, Scarface, Blueface. Yeah, bro. I'll go Scarface against Kendrick. I'll do old school versus new school.
I like that.
I like Kendrick's music so much. That's what
I love Kendrick's music. I'm just waiting for him to fucking release something, bro.
Bro, I love that about him though. He takes his time. He's chill.
Yeah.
Like if I had to do new school against new school, I'm trying to think of underrated artists that I actually really like.
An underrated artist to me is J-Rock.
Ooh. J-Rock versus Schoolboy.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the one. J-Rock versus.
That'd be good.
But they're both from TDE though. That wouldn't be fair. You know what? I'll put ASAP Ferg against Schoolboy. I like both of their music. They're cold.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Because I feel like they're their type of like artist. Well, no, it's not that. It's like they're both in like the same position of their groups.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Kendrick's obviously first for TDE, and then it goes. You can literally put a toss up between 100%. Any of the rest. 100%. And then with ASAP Mob, it's like Rocky, Ferg, and then or Schoolboy. Like it's between them. I know Schoolboy. Who the fuck am I talking about? Wait, what did I say? I said Schoolboy and who?
Schoolboy and what's his name? And Ferg.
Yeah.
Ferg,
and like they're both like the second.
Yeah, second option kind of thing.
Yeah, besides if you count Scissor, which I don't think you can count Scissor, because then it's just if I was to do an R&B one, I don't know. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get some R&B artists on here, and get that started, because that would be an interesting discussion, like who they would pick. Like, I don't want a Beyonce versus Rihanna. I want underground R&B artists.
Yeah,
like even Summer Walker versus Scissor would be an interesting discussion.
I think Summer Walker versus what's her name? Snow.
Janae Aiko.
Ooh, Janae Aiko's dope.
You're like, ooh, okay.
Janae Aiko's dope, bro. That's
I know.
The song with Sway Lee.
Bro, her songs with Absol?
Yeah.
Fucking, she smashed that, bro. I remember listening to her music and I was just like, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, this chick, she's something different, you know? 100%. Where am I up to on my questions? Alright, well, I guess we could talk about this. I met you at Swanky, yeah?
Was that the first time we met?
I think so. I remember you sent me your stuff like a month before Swanky.
Yeah.
Because
I seen you bring me down.
Yeah. No, what is right?
What is right?
It was What Is Right because
What is
you.
right?
It was What Is Right.
Yeah. What? Bring Me Down came after What Is Right.
Yeah,
I
because
remember now.
Bring Me Down, you sent me that early.
Mhm.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You sent most of them early after that.
I send all my stuff early to you, bro. It all comes early, bro.
But yeah. What's your best gig that you went to? Like you
Uh,
went to and that you've performed because you've done both
as in like best gig in Sydney or like just best
in
concert.
general.
So best concert.
Yeah.
I went to Kendrick. I went to watch Kendrick in 2012
Mm-hmm.
when he came to Sydney at Enmore Theatre, and tickets were $60 to go
Yeah.
see Kendrick.
I
And
think I went there as well
yeah,
because this was around Section 80 Kendrick, right?
yeah, he performed the whole Section 80.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best concert I've ever been to.
Was there something about him that just grabbed your attention?
Yeah, he's crowd control. Yeah,
that's
the way he can control the crowd.
Because that's the thing about him. Like, I felt like, you know how there's certain artists that just have it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can
Just
tell
natural.
they just have it. And it's just,
You
he's
just
one
felt,
of
you
them.
just felt his presence when he was there, and like it was definitely my favorite concert I've ever been to. Otherwise, Kanye when he came for the Yeezus tour was good.
I went to both.
Yeah, that was
I went
real
to
good.
both nights. I went to both. Some chick that I know that is a manager at Culture Kings got me a ticket.
That's
for both
that's
gigs.
what's up, bro.
I remember
That
she was like, like you need to come through. I was like, okay, easy, let's go. That was sick though.
That was a good concert,
Kanye, bro, he brought out 2 Chainz.
Mm-hmm.
He brought out Pusha.
Correct.
I remember Pusha performed oh my god. I
It's
forget
from
the
My
song.
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Nah. He
Didn't
did
they
perform
perform
that. He did perform,
Yeah.
but he performed one of my favorite. You know what? Pusha. Ah, that's who I said. I said Absol versus Pusha.
Ooh, that's a good matchup, bro.
Because I love Pusha. Pusha's one of my favorite like artists of like all time. And I remember everyone's like, "Bro, you're crazy." I'm like, "Nah, you didn't listen to his music." Like,
yeah.
if you haven't, it was Hold On.
Ah,
The
that's
one where
right.
he goes, I never, what's he say? Oh my god. I remember the song. It's like one of my favorite songs of his. Because that's the song where Kanye, he has Kanye as a sample, as auto-tune. And it's like, what's he say? He goes, you've never sold dope, you sold records or something like that.
Records. Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, it's like half you motherfuckers are so.
yeah.
Because I remember when what's his name went at him? When Drake went at him, and all my mates are like, bro, he's gonna kill him. I'm like, yo, you don't know anything. I'm like, if you're not a hip hop fan, you don't know anything about Pusha. Like,
simple as that, bro.
Like
Pusha bodied him on that diss, bro. And like I heard that Drake had a diss lined up, but he didn't release it. But it would have been good to see him keep going back and forth. But I heard
come on, bro, don't hurt him.
Yeah,
he literally said to him, "Oi, I got more. This is just the beginning. This is a teaser."
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Yeah,
and now he addresses his son. Good on Pusha. Yeah. Never diss a man's wife. You diss a man's wife, and then that's what happens.
And that's what happens. Correct.
Bro, he killed him. Like
it was crazy.
It's not fair. Yeah, here it is. I sold more dope than I sold records. You N-words sold records, never sold dope. So I ain't hearing none of that street shit. Cause in my mind, you motherfuckers sold soap.
Yeah. Fucking crazy, man.
Bro, like I remember. Yeah, I got rich selling hope to the hopeless.
Yes, yes, that's an iconic line, bro.
I'm a thinker, methodic in my motives.
Nah, I need to go listen back and listen to that now.
Yo, he's cold. There was something about Pusha, even when he was part of Clips. I remember hearing him and just being like, yo, like, this guy's got something about, like, people don't know. I think people forget he's the owner of good music.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Kanye.
No.
So there's something about, Pusha is like Jay. Like, he's very similar to Jay. He
Correct.
came from the street game and then became a businessman.
Correct. That's what he is.
Like Jay-Z says, I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
I love that. Jay-Z's
Yeah,
another one.
crazy.
He's one of my favorite artists as well, though.
Yeah, but he's got classics on classics.
100%.
Without a doubt.
There's something about him, bro. Like, they just stand out. Like we said, bro, there's certain artists that you just look at them and you're just like, that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one, bro. I'm trying to see where I'm going now. Oh. Alright, so your best gig that you went to was the Kendrick. Alright, let's go into the sports, bro. I know I've asked you this question, but I don't remember if you've answered me. It was what's your favorite sports reference? Like in a bar.
That I've written?
Either or. Like you can do one for you and then one that you've heard. I know mine. Mine was on Hit 'em High by Hit 'em High by it was on the Space Jam.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forget who it is, but I remember the bar like it was yesterday. He's talking about Michael Jordan. He's like 20. What's he say? Yeah, here it is. He goes, "You in it for the money or you in it for the love, MJ? 23 ways to make him pay." I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I've got a
I think it was Be Real. Yeah, I swear that's Be Real.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone saying that's like I reckon that's the best like sport track because it's like so many talented rappers in one song. Coolio, Method Man, Be Real, Busta Rhymes.
I like some I like real simple references. Pop Smoke and Hello. I'm the king of New York, Mellow.
Oh, it was LL Cool J. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, LL.
Yeah.
Classic. I like Kanye in New God Flow. Went from most hated to the champion, God Flow. I guess that's a feeling only me and LeBron know. I like that one.
Jay's got one as well with them, doesn't he? And that's where everyone thought that he teased the LeBron and D Wade.
Yes.
Because this was before they even signed to Miami.
Correct. And cunts were like going off about it. I think my favorite reference is probably from DL that I've written.
Yeah.
I just want to play with the Bucks like Anton Cooper. To like, play with the money.
Yeah.
But I reference it to Giannis.
Yeah.
I think as well one of my favorites is I always reference this shit.
Oh yeah.
You always pick up on it too.
Oh yeah, bro. I catch that shit because it's not. I'm not saying that it's hard.
In your reaction. I like what you did with your reaction and keep it moving. When I was like in our prime, we like D Rose, and you stopped the video, showed highlights of D Rose.
Yeah, what y'all know about D Rose, man?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's a cold bar. I've never read this one, but Ibaka, I make my livings off taking blocks. That's cold.
That's cold.
That's sick.
That's fucking cold. Yeah.
I've never read that before, but when I read that, I was like, oh.
I've got one. In my cipher, when I said, let me set the bar like adjusting a bike, handles, fans jump like Jordan when I stand up to mics.
Ooh.
That one of my favorites I've written.
That's sick. What's this? Hitman Holler. I come to one verb parties with the AR clips and shoot soon as I get in like I'm J.R. Smith.
Ah shit. Bro, what y'all know about J.R. Smith back in the day, bro?
Bro.
That guy was a cold killer.
When he played for Denver?
Yeah, bro. That man had hops for days, bro.
Bro, he was ridiculous. Before he almost, I swear what happened? He got in trouble because of drugs, eh?
Yeah, he was getting high too much.
I remember that like it was yesterday. Because I remember I used to watch them a lot. Like bro, I remember watching Denver. That was such a sick team. That's when they had Birdman,
Billups, Kenyon Martin, Melo, J.R. Smith.
AI.
Bro, we had a crazy team, bro.
AI?
That was my favorite team, bro.
I remember AI there as well.
Yeah. Iverson was there.
But I remember that because that's when Birdman went all tats.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing
the mohawk.
He was doing those ones, right?
Yeah.
And I remember when he went to Miami, I was like, yeah, they're gonna win another championship.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Ooh, that's a good one by Wale. I'm limitless mentally. I'm lyrically ZMT LeBron shit. I was in that 6 after 23.
Yeah, I remember that.
What the fuck, bro? There's so many like basketball bars, and it's mostly LeBron.
It's very easy to reference as a lyricist. Very easy to reference basketball bars if you know your shit.
Oh, 100%. I'm waiting for someone to mention Rod Strickland, Mike. Because to me, he's the best at dribble. Do you know what's crazy? I don't know if you know this. Did you know that he's Kyrie's uncle or something? Like
no wonder
Godfather?
why Kyrie's got handles. No wonder.
Because Rod Strickland is like his godfather or something.
But that's why Kyrie has handles, bro.
Because he learned how to dribble by Rod Strickland.
Yeah, cuz.
I was watching you know how they used to have this thing called open court where like NBA like Shaq, Reggie Miller, they'll get together and talk about it. And I remember they were saying like who was it? Kenny Smith said he was like Rod Strickland scored 30 points without shooting threes or jump shots. So that means every time he went to the rim. Which is ridiculous. That's like
crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Like, that's mad. Oh, victorious as well. Yeah, when he brought up Michael Jackson. He brought up Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan.
And Michael Jordan, yeah.
Bro, I love this shit, man. I love sports bars.
Me too, bro. It's my favorite thing to reference as a lyricist.
100%. Alright, let's go into like talk about your Inferno days. Where did you start like with that? Like what after the EP,
the whole thing that happened?
After the EP, what was next?
Basically just focusing on myself, my sound and shit. That's when I met Pax. Shortly
the
after
dynamic duo.
Yeah.
The dynamic trio, actually.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, it's a trio.
Yeah. Fucking hell. So I met Pax and we started working. That's probably like almost 4 years ago now. Yeah.
You're lucky you met Pax at the right time.
Yeah. We started working and I was one of his first artists and we just kept working and working, bro. And we lived 5 minutes apart from each other, so it was so easy to get into the studio together. And yeah, ever since then, bro, I've just like found my sound.
Yep.
Through the help of Pax and Bino and you know, like we've just developed like as a team, and myself individually too. Like I didn't really know. Well, I always knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know the limits of.
Yeah.
Like the fact that there's no limits to what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like that's a big thing that people don't understand. Is that they don't know, like, you know how I always post that shit up? And people be like, but it's not true. It's like, it is true. Like, you're in control of everything you want to do. Everything. It's just, you, like, no offense to a lot of rappers, but this is the facts. They rather invest their money into, you know, jewelry, clothing, instead of investing it into themselves.
They rather invest in the image than the music.
Like that post that I posted up the other day, I forget who I copied. Oh, it was Curse's post. People focus too much on followers instead of supporters.
Correct. There's a big difference.
Yeah, there's a massive, I would know, there's a massive difference.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about it on my DME interview. There's a big difference between supporters and followers because, like...
Was your first track under Inferno, you know?
No, my first track under Inferno was called Timeless.
Yeah. So this is your Spotify stuff. That's what I'm looking at. So how far was You Know into it?
You Know was about 3 releases in.
You Know is the singing one, eh? And right?
You Know it.
Oh, okay.
You Know it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what song I'm stuck in my head. I know what it is. Don't worry. I figured it out. I was just thinking, and then you went on to Doing Better, right?
Yeah, so Doing Better, I just went hard with the buzz. And then we just like
I
I
think the
started
track I'm talking about is Letting Go.
letting go, letting go. We dropped that one. There was a beat switch in that. It's a short song.
Which is the
Fuck,
one
we
that
dropped
you
the
sing
solo
in? I'm
too.
trying to think about it. Is it Letting Go?
What is right?
I don't know. I got this song stuck in my head and I
I
can't.
forget the
And
I
you know,
forget the way. I forget
nah,
what is
not
right.
that. I
That
know
one?
No is right.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the recent ones actually. I think it was in what? Or it's DL. Do you sing in DL?
Nah, Pax does.
We'll figure it out. I'll
Yeah,
sing it after.
yeah. So Timeless was my first release on the Inferno, but I
Yeah.
took that stuff down because it's not of quality as the stuff
It
that's
was
there
on
now. So
Spotify, eh?
it was on
I
Spotify. Yeah,
think when you said that, I was like, I remember that track, and I don't know
yeah,
why.
yeah. It was there. It was like I think it was Timeless, and then I released Fog, and then I released Melancholy, and then I released
Hmm.
So I had 3 songs before came out, and yeah, they were just like not up to scratch with the shit I'm releasing now. So it was
Yeah.
just I took them down like for whatever.
So
Like,
where did the singing come from?
but to be honest, that's something I didn't know I could do. Yeah, until I really like
Until what it's
Pax
worth?
really pushed me. Yeah, I was in the studio, but the first time I sort of figured it out, I was on Bring Me Down.
Mm-hmm.
I had like a really nice tone. I didn't realize I had that. Um, and then there was another song, No Talking,
Mm-hmm.
on the outro of No Talking, um, where I sung there as well.
What is it like with being in the studio with Pax?
But it's another experience.
Explain to them,
It's
right? Let
crazy.
them know.
It's crazy. Yeah,
There's not
it's an
many. There's not
experience.
many artists that get the chance to work with Pax.
Correct. If you ever get a chance to work with Pax, bro, it's an experience. It's not just a studio session.
Yeah.
You get into the studio, you tell him how you feel, or you tell him, what kind of vibe you want to go for. You sit back and you let him do his thing. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, I've heard
he will
about that.
translate your feelings into the music, and like it just works, bro.
Mm.
Like every time. He's a composer. He's not just a producer. Like he'll sit there and he'll compose from scratch, grab the piano and all that sort of shit. Like play the guitar, the
Yeah.
bass guitar, all of that. Like it's an experience. So speaking of like the singing stuff, bro, I've actually I'm gonna start taking that route more.
Mm-hmm.
So like you'll notice in my next few releases, I've got the next couple of releases that are hard tracks.
Yeah.
But then the ones after that, they're all like R&B rap. So I'm going
Okay,
into a
nice.
different direction that a lot of people aren't gonna really expect, especially when they hear the songs.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm really excited for that, bro.
All right. How do you feel of being part? In my opinion, being part of two or more than that now, 3 West Sydney classics. Do you know which tracks I'm talking about?
3 West Sydney classics.
Yes. In my
Uh,
opinion, there will be in the future, if these careers work the way they should, they will be classics. For me, one is IX,
ICXI.
yeah. Oh no. Let's be honest,
Maybe.
bro.
Yeah.
But Oh No, we have its own story because we have to talk about the release party of Oh No.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, how did IX that one go around?
IXCXI came
Because
about.
that's you, Isaac,
Elijah.
and Elijah. And
Correct.
as well with Pax on the beat, which is fucking.
Correct.
That's why I say it's. From people in the area, that will be known as a classic.
Yeah. I think give it some time.
Because that's underground, like, free. One is like, let's be honest, at the time, Elijah would have probably been one of the biggest out of West Sydney.
Yeah.
And then there's like
He
two.
was popping.
You and Isaac were
right.
on the come up.
So that came about after we recorded the Ono remix.
Yeah.
Alright,
then go with the Ono remix. Then go with that
Ono
first, because
remix
that leads into it.
Yeah, it does. So
I remember when you recorded that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember people said, I think it was Trav. Trav was like, "Yo, look who we got in the studio," and it's just
It was
it's like all of
yeah, bro. So space actually organized it.
yeah.
So space hit up like everyone. It called me too, and I was like, bro, it'd be a fucking pleasure to be on that track. You know, it'd be fucking. I'd love to be on the track. So,
Cause to me that was like you know how West Side Party the year before had its own remix.
yeah,
I feel like that was, and as well, what was the other track? The one with Manu.
the one with Manu.
That he had a remix as well, huh?
I forget what it's
was
called.
it Manu and B-Wise?
Yeah, I think so.
And Manu, not Where You Gonna Run. I know Where You Gonna Run. That's not what I'm talking.
Was it Best Years?
No. The one that had a remix as well. I think it was B-Wise, not Manu.
The Code.
That's what I'm talking about. Cause see, I feel like West Sydney has had its own like those are like in my eyes they're classics. West Side Party like had its own. Then it went to the Code. Then it went to.
The Code was like OGs, and then Oh No Remix was like the youngest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so Space called everyone, and we got into this studio in like the middle of fucking nowhere. I forget where it was, but and it was just like we had Tasker there,
yeah.
And just all the boys showed up, just showed love. It was good vibes. We all wrote the same day, recorded the same day, laid down our verses, and we're like, "Fuck, this is gonna be special."
So how the fuck did the like selection go around?
But it was just like, who's ready first?
Really? So that's how it ends up in the studio, like
pretty much. Or yeah, pretty much. So it was like, who's ready first? Who wants to go first? And JC was like, I'm ready.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Jay
Fuck, JC was even part of this track.
Yeah, bro. So
it's JC, Wings.
Yeah, JC, Wings, Elijah, me, Isaac,
and Skis is last.
Space and Skis, yeah.
I remember Skis is last because I was like, what the hell? I'm like, I would not expect Skis to be the end.
Yeah, so Skis couldn't make it that night.
Okay.
So he laid his verse separately, and then but so yeah, I remember Jay got up and he was like, "Je m'appelle Jean," and everyone was like, I was like, "Come on, man, he's kind of speaking fucking French." Oh shit. But yeah, no, it was good vibes that night, bro. It was fucking like it just happened, like, and Space was like, we got to keep doing this, like everyone's just got to get together, we can't fucking keep like secluding ourselves from each other, you know.
It's true, bro. Like the poster I posted up today by what's that guy's name, Blue, where it's like, instead of it all being about money, like sometimes you have to do it for the culture, like
100%.
Start doing music for the culture instead of just thinking about money.
About the money, yeah. So that's where that came about.
Because I reckon that Code remix must have been for the culture. Because I just looked at all the artists that are on that, and that's ridiculous.
Curse is on it too.
Bro, Cursor, Nookie, Jeswa, like, bro, that's just the beginning. A-Huncho's on it?
Yeah.
So this is before A-Huncho even got like his big, like,
started popping a bit.
It's who else? B-Wise, Manu Crooks. Oh, so Manu Crooks is on that. Anther Rose, Pistol Pete, and Enzo.
A lot of people on that track. So yeah, it was special, bro, when we made that. And then.
So how did your bar come about?
Hey.
How did your raps come about on that track?
On Oh No Remix.
Yeah.
When I called out a lot of, like, not called out specifically, but yeah, I just went at the industry, bro. Like, and I took that opportunity to do it because I knew it would get heard. If I went at the industry on that track, you know what I mean?
Well, I feel like most of yous did though.
Yeah.
Because so did Isaac. Isaac called out his ops. I love that about Isaac's bars are ridiculous on that track.
Yeah, Isaac went hard, bro. He said something like
might be the realest in Sydney, might be the realest in Sydney, might be the realest in the AUS. Yeah. Somebody trying to kill me. Funny, I'm still out here and I'm not.
And I'm not dead. Yeah, something like that. He said something like that. It was crazy.
Yo, I remember on the release, like the party that was that, and I remember everyone knew every verse of each bar.
Yeah, remember at People's?
And no, it wasn't People's.
Where was it?
It was a release. Remember, you did a release.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Remember that the dickhead documented it and no one got anything off it?
Still don't know where the fuck that is, bro. Anyways.
And someone
yeah,
took
so
a
that
mad
came
photo
about.
where it was like everyone. I was sick. I want that
I
photo
remember.
so bad.
Yeah.
Because people
So
go, oh, you've never met JC, and it's like, what do you mean, like that? Well, I
yeah,
have photos with JC, but still, like
yeah, true.
that was crazy that event. We gotta
Yeah,
go.
I remember
I'm
that.
gonna
That
wait
was
for
right
that
before.
event.
That was right before COVID. You
We
know?
gotta make that its own segment.
Yeah, that was right before COVID. But we yeah, so like Space was like giving us like talking to us like we got to get together, this and that, and then we
Well,
had
Space has
actually
been
had
on a few like that.
yeah, so we had another session organized.
Yeah.
But some people like backed out last minute and we just canceled the session. Um, but I hit up Isaac and Elijah and I was like, yo, if you boys aren't doing anything, like come to the studio, let's jump in and let's make something, you know?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, let's like we'll rock it, whatever. So they came down to Pax's studio, and we smashed out IXEXI in like an hour.
What did that go in order? Like, did you
But
actually rap off each other?
like pretty much, yeah. So
Because
we
I
all
noticed
like
on that, like, you are flipping off each other like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So we pretty much wrote it together, like
Yeah.
so.
It reminds
Pax
me of
made
the back-to-back that Elijah Yo challenge.
correct,
It
yeah.
literally reminded
Yeah,
me of
and
that.
I really want to do something else with Elijah, but he's MIA at the moment, so I don't know what to do. So we Pax made the beat, and we all looked at each other like, all right, let's just go bar for bar. Let's go 4 bars each,
Yeah.
and fucking just go back to back off each other. So like Isaac, like I wrote all my parts, Isaac wrote all his parts, Elijah wrote all his parts, and then we sort of like structured it in a way where it all ties in together, so it's fucking mesh as well.
Because I
And bro,
remember
like
that's where Isaac does the fucking packs. What's he say about packs? That's how
yeah,
that's how the tracks end.
yeah, and then we all the track ends and we're all in the background going, ah, shut the fuck up, Isaac, get the fuck out. Yeah, it was good vibes. But we made that track so quickly, bro. And then I was like to the boys, like we got to drop this. They were all like all for it.
Because you
So
still
we
didn't
dropped
have a
it.
video for it, eh?
Nah, we couldn't because that's when Elijah moved
You just did a
to
visual.
yeah, I
Or
did like a lyric
lyrics.
video. Yeah, but Elijah moved to the UK, so we couldn't actually get the video done,
Yeah.
which is cool. But yeah, like crazy. Crazy.
I remember it. That's why I had to bring it up.
Mm.
So and now we have to count CTO.
Yes.
That's
correct.
another. That's why I
That's
said
bad,
you're like, what's the third? What are you talking about? And
That's a
then
banger.
that's
CTO will go down as one of the best like drill songs.
I reckon that's what I'm saying. Like all three of them will be West Sydney classics by the end of
100%.
by the
100%.
like I reckon watch you like die or some shit and then your music just goes popping.
Yeah, straight out.
Like
if that's what it's gonna take, hey.
Like cause those tracks, they're like parts of like West Sydney that don't get together. That's the point that like that's what made that track so special.
That's why it makes it so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like everyone knows like what to do with that. But CTO was another spontaneous. I wouldn't say spontaneous, but I would say it was another like get into the studio and it just happens.
How
Like
did that go
you know
around?
what I mean?
How did that go
around? So I was at Young Six's release party for Money Comes Quick. And met Della, their manager, for the
Was
first
that
time.
at the? Oh wait, no, I'm getting confused with him and Skins. Did they do it at that studio?
Open Source.
Yeah, okay, it was because Skenzo did that as well, eh?
Yeah.
I remember because Skenzo invited me for that one, and I was meant to come
Dangerous.
through.
Yeah. So I met him at Money Comes Quick launch, and yeah. So I spoke with Della, and Della's been following me for years. That's Young Six's manager.
Yeah, I know.
For years, he's been following me, and I didn't even realize. And we spoke, and when we spoke, we just like connected. Like we knew everything we had the same mindset about everything. You know what I mean? About the industry, about this, about that, the gatekeepers and all this shit. We just went crazy, like it was a crazy discussion. And yeah, you know what I mean? That's what it is, bro. So yeah, we had a crazy fucking talk, and then I was like to him, bro, we got to organize something, you know. And he was like, I want to see you and Skenzo on a track. Yeah, I said, yeah, 100%. I said, well, I want to see like me and Six as well on a track too. He was like, yeah, I got you. He was like, look, speak to whoever you need to speak to and get back to me. So I spoke to Pags. I got back to him with a date. He organized all the boys. The boys came down, and we made CTO in like an hour.
Wait, I'll talk about after. Don't worry. Fucking
yeah.
Earth. How was that though? Like by verse and shit. Like how? Because I remember you went on I remember you went live.
Live? Were you on the live?
Yeah. Because everyone there literally gave me a shout out. You even get, like, I don't know. I think Young Six spotted it, and he was like, "Yo, Lesby, what's good, bro?" He's like, "You gotta hear this shit," and then it dropped. I was like, "Rah!"
Yo, let's go. Yeah. So Six laid down. Yo, let's go. Called it opposite, be giving that smoke. He laid that down. He laid down like I think 4 bars.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I gotta write the rest of it." And then Slim got up.
He's like, "I'm cold."
Bro, Slim got up and he goes, "I'm ready." And we all looked at him like, "Fuck, alright." But he got in the booth.
He's smooth.
One take.
He's smooth. He's smooth, bro. The way he rapped.
We lost it. We were sitting there like, what the fuck?
Because if you remember,
like, wow.
If you remember on my reaction, I stopped when I heard his flow at the beginning. I was like, "Oh, boom!"
Yeah.
Like, rah, what?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's flow is different.
Yeah, he went hard. One take, he smashed it in one take, and like he was just. Yeah, but it was something else. I was like, "Bro, this kid's special."
That's what happens when you have people, when you're around people that motivate
good energy.
You.
Yeah. Good energy. So yeah, and then I think JT laid his verse. I had my verse ready.
Yeah.
But like the boys said, like kind of came up with the structure that like Six was like, "I'll go first." Slim was like, "Yeah, I'll go second." JT was like, "I'll go third," and I was like, "Yeah, bet I got last then." You know what I mean? So, the boys did their thing. Six finished.
Even JT actually, he's cold with it as well.
JT,
I just remembered his bar.
But as soon as he went, "I miss a day on my block. I can't quarantine." All the boys lost. Like, shit.
That's the best part, bro. Like when you motivate each other like that, it's the energy of being in a room like that.
Correct. Yeah. So then we went hard on that track, bro. And then fucking I laid my verse, and the boys were just like, "But this is the one," you know, like. So.
And then came the music video. I remember I was meant to be there, but I forget what gig I went to that night. Oh, it was the one with Mars. That's right. And what's his name? I was with Blood Juice, and Blood Juice was like, "Oh yeah, you gotta come with me." I'm like, "Do what?" And he's like, "Oh," he goes, "The boys are performing." I'm like, "They're doing the music video." I'm like, "The boys?" I'm like, "What's he talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, J6 and shit." I'm like, fuck, I can't make it." I'm like, I got no disrespect. I got no disrespect to them. I'm like, but I have to record this shit for Marvs. I'm like, this is the first time I met Marvs. Like, that was a big night, but that was a sick night as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
That was that Fairfield thing.
I remember that. Yeah.
It was fucking sick.
That shoot, that CTO shoot was a 2-day shoot, but
yeah.
It went for 2 days. We had a couple of scenes, and it was bad. The video's clean, bro. Video ended up really clean.
How did the thing come about that you've been on the UK thing?
Della.
You know?
Della hooked it up. Della fucking has got some ties in the UK. And he linked it up.
Some shit.
Yeah, he linked it up. He was like, "We're on press play." So I was like, "Say less, bro." Like,
how did that feel about for you? That's a big leap for you.
But honestly, it made sense because that song dropped after I dropped the song with FEMA. And it was just like UK. I just dropped a song with an artist from Manchester, and then I ended up on press play, and it was just made sense.
Yeah.
So it was like, it felt good, man. It felt good to like finally get some international like sort of
100%
plug in. You know what I mean? So
I get you. I actually had a question about What you talk? Ah, you were talking about the scene. This is what. What's the harshest reality of the scene?
Of which scene?
Of
Of
like the
this, like the music scene?
yeah of the Oz scene. Let's be honest, of the Oz scene. Well,
The harshest reality?
you've had two experiences.
Yeah.
You have almost the US and like that.
The harsh reality of the Australian industry is unless you're unless you are like sucking somebody's dick, you get to you get to where you want to be. If you're not, then nobody wants to borrow you, bro. No one wants anything to do with you. If you're not saying, "Oh, bro, fuck with your shit," or "Oh, hey, bro, fucking an industry head, you up to the industry head, hey, bro, yeah, I'd love to join, your little record label and this and that," then you're not gonna get nowhere,
This is
bro.
why you don't see me on any sponsors.
Mm-hmm. So, so lot of things, bro. There's a lot of harsh realities of the music scene here, but at the end of the day, if you're not gonna show love to everyone, you're not gonna get to where you want to be. And this is the thing, bro. Like, I shouldn't have to show love to everyone. The talent should show,
Yeah.
and the music should show. And the thing is as well, the scene here, they don't like to take risks.
But yeah,
So
bro, you'll break through. What
yeah,
people don't
yeah,
understand about the music scene, just in general, is I feel like talent doesn't beat hard work.
correct.
Because what I'm saying by that is like, look what they tried to do to Curse. He still broke through.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's what I mean, bro.
and it's gonna
In due
happen.
time,
If you're talented enough, talent always breaks through somehow. Unless they don't put the effort behind it. Like, unless they're lazy and they don't listen to people.
Correct.
Alright. Here's another one for that. What's one thing that people in the scene focus on too much? I know you've heard me ask you this question, but you never answered it. But I remember I told you this is a question for the thing. It's a two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
We'll answer that part first. What's one thing that people in the scene focus on too much?
Their image. Their image rather than the fucking quality of their music.
Mm-hmm.
They focus too much on what they're dressed in, how they look, how many followers they have, how many streams they have, and not actually about the quality of the music and who they're interacting with. And like it goes back to supporters versus followers. That's the biggest thing to me, bro. Like,
good, you answered both questions. Because the other ones, what's one thing they don't focus on enough? And you answered, yeah.
There you go. It goes hand in hand. That's why. That's what I'm saying.
All right, who's gonna have the biggest jump, you reckon, this year? And you can be biased or you can't be biased. It's up to you.
Biggest jump, like the person who's gonna blow up.
Not even blow up, just like a big, like, transition. Like, it could be that they're about to be next up, or they're like just about to like under it.
Young Six.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear the shit he's got, he's next. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you now. Like,
for me, as long as the managing and all that shit gets shit right, because you already know what I'm talking about. If you were there that night at what was that gig? And Della's loud about this, so you know what I'm talking about. You remember that gig? I won't say what happened, but I remember Della being pissed and being like, yo, like, if you don't get your shit together, like, this shit ain't gonna work. And I remember you being pissed because of what happened. And you're like, I don't even work with this guy and I'm pissed. Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah. Because and as well, the people that were there know about it. So and I know Della won't be pissed at me for bringing that up. No. Like, I feel like if he gets his shit together and actually, like, works on shit, like, if Della and him work shit together, it works. Like, for me, like, besides having a good producer, you have to have someone that's a realist. someone that just be like, all right, cuz, stop fucking around. Like,
Well,
we
that's what that
need
is.
you to get your shit together. If not, this shit can go away like that. And that's the truth.
Well,
It's happened
that's
to
what,
so many people that.
Della is a realist, and the thing is, as soon as I know exactly what Della's doing, and it's gonna work.
Yeah.
I know for a fact it's gonna work.
Well, as long as they listen.
Correct, but a lot of people.
Because they're youngins, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Like all of them.
Yeah, they were young.
How old 6?
6 is young, bro. 6 just turned 18, bro.
So yeah, because see, like Skenzo's older than him.
Yeah, Skenzo's a bit older. Yeah,
I know, bro. I know.
Yeah,
We used to play football together, my G.
yeah, from LP, bro. So
100%.
look, 6 is next.
But you know what I mean, though, by that. It's all about who you have around you, as well. Because that night, I heard some people talk, and I was like, yo, I went up to him and spoke to him. I was like, you need to cut some of these people off, because what they're saying is going to fuck with your head later on in the future. There's some people that want to see you win, and then there's some people that just want to jump on the ride and get their own success. And you know what I'm talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I learned a lot from just being there. I was like, oh, I'm like watching. I'm like, okay. I go, who can I trust out of this group? And I'm watching. I'm like, okay. I can see which ones I can talk to. I can see which ones I don't want to talk to.
Yeah, 100%.
Who's my comer? I'm trying to think of artists that I haven't mentioned, because I've mentioned a shitload of artists. You know what? I'm gonna bring up this artist, and I haven't brought up Melbourne yet. So Kev Vinyl. I don't know if you've heard of him. Bruh. That guy made an EP, bruh. I gotta show you this EP. He does an EP, and he does a music video for the whole thing as a doco. It's fucking.
That's what
sick.
That's the idea I had, bro. But if he's done it, I don't want to do it.
It's sick, bro.
Because I had that idea because I've been working on my EP, and it's kind of like
you did
very
that.
cinematic.
You kind of did that as well with one free
for the mental health project, yeah. So I was gonna actually
part up as well.
Yeah, I was actually gonna do like a 5-track. So I've got a 5-track EP, and I was gonna do a video for each song that is like a.
Nah, but film. This is literally a film. Like it all leads into. It all leads into one. It's so sick.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to release one music video.
It's an EP. It's a 7-song EP, and it's called "The Worst of Me." I'll send it to you for you to give you a gaze. Like it's really fucking cool. Though. He dropped it this year, and I remember reacting to it, going, "What the fuck?" Like, you know how everyone goes, "Oh, the scene's so similar." Melbourne have their own fucking. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I love Sydney, but Melbourne have their own vibe of
they got their own wave, yeah.
Like, the music they're making is insane. Like, there's rap, there's R&B, there's everything. Like, everything. The club scene. Like, Sydney's got all that, but we don't push it like Melbourne do. I feel like the Melbourne people that, like, what do you call it? The media people push it more.
Correct.
I remember when I watched this EP and I was just like, I heard the EP and I was like, rah. And then it's like, oh, by the way, there's visuals. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you tell me that before? I would have just reacted to the visuals. And then when I watched that, bro, it made me cry.
Man, I gotta watch that.
It's deep.
Can you link me in with that?
Yeah,
can you link me in?
I got you.
Yeah,
another one, I would say this is a female artist. There's this female artist I've been fucking with lately, and I know you've probably seen her name, like I've mentioned her a lot. Her name's Remedy.
Yeah, I know Remedy.
Oh, cuz.
Yeah, she's dope.
To every Sydney artist, if you need a female artist that can sing, rap, anything, I feel like she's like the perfect artist to get as a feature.
She's dope. I follow her.
Because she can sing, she can rap. Like, bro, I remember she did a freestyle for Sloth. Not that long ago, and I was just like,
I've been following her for a minute, bro.
Bro, she's talented, man.
She's very talented, bro.
For me, I want to give a shout out to Melbourne, because y'all know I have a big following in Melbourne as well. I've mentioned Brisbane, I've mentioned Perth. I haven't even mentioned Melbourne yet. This is my first time mentioning Melbourne, so that's why I felt like giving them And what's crazy is they both work together as well.
Show us some love, yeah.
Yeah, but they're sick. Like, I think the last few ones that I've mentioned, last episode, I think I mentioned Say True God.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, like, what he's doing, come on. How about you? You got any artists from like Melbourne, Brizzy that you've been watching? That you'd be like, hey, I wouldn't mind collabing with them.
Yeah, bro. I've been in the studio with Sophia when I was in Melbourne.
Of course.
I was in Melbourne 2019.
I remember this. You told me about this.
I was in Melbourne with Sophia and
Pax, right?
Yeah, and Pax. Yeah, I sat in the session when they made Overdue and Lingo.
That's so crazy because I met Sophia in 2018 when she came here for a thing called Girl Gang, a gig. She was here for 2 gigs, Tour and Girl Gang.
Correct.
And what was crazy is she remembers this. Like, we talk about it all the time. Me and her, like, after Girl Gang, like after her performance, we sat down. But she's like, oh yeah, I know you're a reactor. Like, let me know like what you thought about my performance and all this stuff. And what's crazy is that, like, I was like, when you get your right producer, you're set. I'm like, take your time with it. Like, you got everything that, like, you got that star potential already. And it's funny because we talk about it now and we laugh. Because it's crazy to see, like, from when she came to Sydney that one time, and when she went back, and then she came back to work with Pax, the whole thing flipped. Because I don't know, like, I have videos of her performing, and people saying to me, like, when's she dropping? When's she dropping? And I was like, I'm fucking know. I'm like, I'm waiting as well, bro. I have no idea.
Yeah. But when she made Overdue, it's crazy. I was there. We walked inside, and the studio is like it's inside of like a dance studio. Yeah. So there's a dance studio, and you walk through the dance studio, and you end up at the music studio. And we were walking through the dance studio, and they were playing this like this music with this saxophone, trumpety like vibes, like, you know. And and then Sophia got into the studio. She looked at back. She's like, "Can we put a sax in this track?" He was like, "Yeah, I got you." And that's the first thing he played. And me and Sophia looked at each other and went, "This is a fucking hit already," you know? And yeah, it was dope. It was dope to get in with her. I'd love to make a track with her. Melbourne artists, I want to shout out old mate Jacqua. He's a homie. Yeah, he's a homie in Melbourne. Yeah, man, there's a couple people down there I really fuck with. But shit,
I reckon you and Remedy will be clean. Singing or rapping. Singing or rapping. Like, when I think about that, like, she's got, her voice is like perfect for like whatever you want to do.
Bro, I just need to get there, bro. I actually had Melbourne. I was supposed to go to Melbourne fucking recently.
You and Melbourne would be cool as well.
But a lot of artists, I could work with a lot of artists, bro. It's just like,
in Sydney, I want to hear you and DeAndre rap back to back.
Me and DeAndre have spoken about it, so
y'all gotta rap back to back, bro. Like,
it'll come. Me and DeAndre have been meaning to get in the studio, so that will come.
DeAndre's a fucking savage, bro. That cunt is so talented.
Yeah, he's dope, bro.
I can even hear you with Illy, actually. That'd be an interesting. You and Illy.
Yeah.
See if Skep and Pax can work together. That'd be sick. 2 talented
I've also got,
producers.
I got a session lined up with Solo Chulo as well. So because I'm going on that more melodic route, you know what I mean? Like, me and
then just go Sahil, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dope too, bro.
That kid's a savage, bro.
Yeah, he's dope. So yeah, bro, like, fuck, I fuck with a lot of people, bro. From
you know who I would actually like to hear you on? And this is like me being mad biased, is you and Kraayziie. Too, because she's that lyrical.
Yeah. Yeah, but we make that work easy.
And she's got that US accent as well, but it sounds clean when she raps.
To be honest, bro, I can work with anyone, bro. You know what I mean?
But to me, like, that's a hip hop thing. Like, that's, and even the DeAndre one, it's 2 rappers, like.
Yeah, two real rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it would sound clean together.
We'll
You
make
know
it
what I
work.
mean?
We'll make it work for
I'm
sure.
excited to see what you're working on, bro, because I know you.
I'm excited for you to hear it, bro. It's gonna shock you. It's gonna take you by surprise.
You haven't done anything with Bird Away
Mm-mm.
at all?
Yeah.
Smoke, bro, that cunt's so underrated.
We actually did. We had like when it was like him and Plaza. We had a couple. We had one song. I think we had one song together. That didn't come out, but it's alright.
Fucking hell. I'm keen to hear what you got next. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to ask. Oh, we have to go back to the honors release party. I keep on
no,
forgetting.
release party.
All right.
Yeah. That was when
Did
COVID
you perform?
just happened. Yeah.
Like besides obviously that track.
No.
Cause
yeah, I did.
I remember Wings had practically a
Wings.
set with what's his name? With Spacely. Because he did oh my god, he done my favorite song that they're never gonna fucking drop, it feels like it.
I can't deny it. I'm a straight rider. Yeah.
That has to drop. Spacely, get it done. Every time
I don't know why they haven't dropped it yet.
Every time I see Spacely, I call him out on it. And he laughs. It's just like, bro, you really like it? I'm like, come on, bro. I go, you gotta listen to that crowd. That whole crowd sang it. CPB, messing with the Sprite.
Still I feel alright, yeah.
It's a fucking vibe.
Everyone goes crazy. What else?
Even your verse killed that. Oh no, remix when you did it live.
Yeah, that was dope, bro. Fuck, I missed
JC performed.
Mm-hmm.
Did Mason perform? I swear Mason Dane was there.
Nah, that was a different gig.
That's what I'm getting confused between those two gigs.
Same venue, different gig.
Yeah.
It was JC, me, Mason Dane, and Isaac.
That's right. Yeah.
That was a good lineup, bro.
Oh my god, yes, because that's where Isaac performed Chaos too.
Yes.
That was the first time he performed that live.
Yeah, it went off.
And he's like, yo, SP, where the fuck you at? I need your reaction for this track.
Yeah.
And then, where's that track, Isaac?
Where's that track, Isaac?
Where's that track?
Isaac's got some good tracks in the bank, bro.
Oh, bro, I remember. So did Freestyles. Freestyles have a track mentioning me. I lost my shit. Wow. I was like, hey! You know how they had that green and red thing? Mm-hmm. I'm on the green song.
Ah.
I was like, George sent it to me. He's like, yo, like, check this out. And I left it on red. And I liked it, but I just left it on red. And he's like, yo, have you heard it? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, have you? He goes, as if you haven't caught it yet. And I'm like, what's he talking about? And I clicked on it again. And I was like, oh, what the hell, yo? Like, shout out to Free Souls, man. I love that. Okay. That'd be a cool collaboration for you as well.
I'd love to, but I remember.
I don't know which one, like, because I hate it. Like, lately they've been doing a lot of separate shit. But I reckon you will sound good with all three.
Yeah.
Especially George. I reckon you and George would be interesting. Or if you're lucky enough to get rap king. Like, you need to get rap king.
So I spoke to George, bro, in like 2018, bro, when we were both like coming up. And I was like, let's get in the stew. And then we were like, yeah, let's get in the stew. And then we could never
live roughly near each other.
Yeah.
Because I know we all three of us live in like practically the same area.
Area, yeah. So, me and George, we spoke and we're supposed to get in the studio. We actually never ended up getting in the studio. But every time we see each other, we talk about it. So it's like, it's just bound to happen sooner or later.
Bro, I've been mad, especially at the way King's going with all his music now.
Yeah,
I'm actually very proud of King. Like, to see that he's doing like music with like rock, stuff like that. Even Jamel's another one.
Jamel's gone hard.
He's becoming the hook king, it seems like.
Yeah. Jamel's been going hard recently, bro.
Crazy to see that, man.
Yeah, hard.
Alright. Besides the honor, what does 131114 mean to you? Because I know that you did that for a special occasion. I feel like it's right for you to.
But
I know you didn't know I had this question. So that's
I had no idea.
But I
Mental
felt like
health
for you to make what you made, like it has to, like, you know what I mean?
yeah. Well, mental health is everything, bro.
100%.
You know, like
Especially
I feel
right
like
now.
yeah, especially right now in lockdown and shit. Like mental health is like runs 80% of your life
Mm.
is your mental state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything you do comes from your mental state. Any decisions you make comes from your head.
100%.
So yeah, so like I had I made that because I really wanted to raise awareness for mental health, and I really wanted to just have my say on it. I made those songs at a vulnerable time
Yeah.
in my life, and it was just like, you know, it only fit the cause to sort of drop it on Are You Okay Day.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted Are You Okay to sort of back it
Yeah.
so that it reached the people it needed to reach, because obviously they have that targeted audience. Um, they did back it. Like I went back and forth with the owner of Are You Okay
Yeah.
on email, and they wanted to make me an ambassador and all that sort of stuff. Which they sent me the form to become an ambassador. I filled it out, but I haven't heard from them, so I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen. But it means, yeah, that project means a lot to me, bro.
Mm.
I put a lot of time and effort into it, and like I was doing those polls on my Instagram stories, and it was just crazy to see how many people are really affected by mental health.
Yeah, bro.
You know, and it was crazy to see how comfortable people were in actually speaking to me about it, and it really made me happy, you know, like to actually help people with their mental health
Yeah.
and all that sort of thing, like, and sort of use my own experience to like give off to other people. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that project is probably still my favorite project that I've made.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it slept on hard.
100%.
It didn't get the love it should have gotten from the Australian scene. I don't know why. You know, it got sent to a lot of media outlets and stuff, and they didn't want to report on it. I think it's because it's a vulnerable topic and all that sort of thing. I couldn't
But
even run
that's
an
why
advertisement on
they
it.
should talk on it.
Correct? You
Like,
know?
bro,
So,
I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember bringing up referencing 13 Reasons,
mhm,
the show.
yeah.
And I remember everyone used to say to me when 13 Reasons came out, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe they showed what happened. Like, have you watched
Right.
it?
Yeah, of course. That
And
was a fucking crazy
like
show.
they show like what happened, like
Yeah.
how she actually like committed and stuff. And I remember I was like, this is sick.
Mm.
And all the people around me are like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'm like, no.
But people need to know.
I'm
People
like,
need to know
but
that
this is a
is real, right?
reality check. I'm like, this is showing people like, yo, like, this is what happens when you push someone too far. It's either
Correct.
let's be honest, it's either they shoot up a school,
Mm.
like that's one of the main reasons
That
a lot
happened.
of
Yeah.
that has happened.
Yeah.
Or obviously they self-inflict themselves. I remember
Correct.
watching it. And I was like, there's no way this can get worse. And then you watch the second last episode where you see what happens to her. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay. Like, there's nothing. Like, she's not going to come back from this. And then, the last episode, she tries to talk to the counselor.
Yeah.
And I was like, raw. I'm like,
Man, this shit happens, bro. It happens on a daily
like
basis.
that. I remember when I saw the counselor part, because I had something similar like that. Not like that, but like to that case in school. And I remember when that part happened, I swear it broke my heart.
It hits home.
Because it was like, the fact that he noticed there was something wrong. Like, that's the first time in the whole show, like, he's like, yo, there's something up. Like, she's on breaking point.
Correct.
And the fact that he didn't want to push it, like, sometimes it takes just a little push to be like, yo, like, are you good? like, and like, I talk, like, I have a family member that's in counseling.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to her after that movie, after the show came out. And I asked her, I go, what was your opinion on it? And she goes, I can't get past the first episode.
Yeah, it's hard.
And I was like, interesting. Like, it got interesting to me. And she's like, why'd you say interesting? I go, is it because you relate to the victim? And she's like, no. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because for me, like, I feel like if you're in that position as a counselor, you should never be a counselor if you're not in control of your own mental health.
Correct.
And that's the biggest problem. Like, for example, I was talking to my brother the other day, and he was talking about, because he's got, I could say this, like, he probably won't hear this, he's got gambling problems, right? And like, whenever he'll try to like vent to like the counselor, they'll be like, whoa, too much information. It's like, rah, like, that's your job, bro. You're meant to listen to this shit.
But I'll be the first rapper to tell you that I've been to a psychologist and a psychiatrist.
Bro, I've been to both. Even I can admit that. I've had two. My second one was by far the best one I ever saw. Because he got personal to me like I got personal to him.
And that's what
he told me his life.
Correct.
And I was like,
you want people to open up as much as you are.
There. I'm like, hectic. I'm like, and he actually helped me. He's from Mountie. Oh, not Mountie, Mount Pritchard.
Yeah.
And he said to me, he's like, and like, when I saw that, and I was like, my brother went to the same thing, but it was the boss instead of that. And I said to my mom, I'm like, it's not the same. I go, you have to go with someone that can relate to you.
100%.
I'm like, you might as well just talk to an addict.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like.
So that's bro, that project means a lot to me, bro.
Yeah.
It's mental health.
Because 13 Reasons was like the first thing that I feel like brought. It wasn't the first thing to bring awareness.
No, but it was the first thing that went viral like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but it was like, it went detailed.
A
lot of shit like that, they normally cut it off. Bro.
I didn't even detail in my shit.
Yeah.
Like, I just told the story, and I just showed what kind of effect mental health can have using a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, because relationships are one of the main causes for mental health problems.
100%.
So when I use that, like one's first heartbreak, when you're an adolescent and you go through your first heartbreak, and it traumatizes you. That's why in the second half of the video, the girl keeps reappearing and disappearing in the video because she's made a mark on my mental. Yeah, that's right. I've been traumatized.
You don't forget it. You don't forget it.
You don't forget it. Like, everything sort of just comes to you.
But I know that. I'll be honest, I just got over something like that. And it's hard. It's when, like, for example, I had an experience like that, and I had to, like, normally I was the one, I wasn't in control, but I was the one that's like, okay, like, this is what's gonna happen, la 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 la. And then after I was like, you know what? Nah, I don't want that. I remember this person wanted me to give up this.
Nah.
To move to Wagga Wagga.
Nah.
You're fair. Nah.
Bro.
I don't know if anyone remembers the last year or the year before, there was a time period where I just stopped.
Yeah,
there was no videos, there was nothing. And I said I had to take a break. And I took a break. Luckily, 13 Reasons season 2 or 3 was out at that time. And that's what taught me. It was like, nah, like, you just have to push it. Like, you have to man up and be like, yo, like, this is it. Like 100%. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's this shit. But it's like, yo, like, can you see something in the future happening? Is there really anything? And I just went, you know what? Nah. Boom. I'm like, you know what? I'm out of this. I want nothing to do with this anymore. And it's the best decision I ever made.
100%. But I've been through a lot of things in my life where, like, you feel like it's a pivotal change moment for you, and you know, like, at the time, it's so hard to make a decision.
Yeah.
But you know, when you make the decision, you know you're making it for the better.
Yeah.
And
but as well, you know how you, like, normally you have pressure. I feel like that's when all the pressure of the world, it feels like you have all the pressure of the world just drops.
Correct.
And it's just like, yo, like, finally I'm free. It's like those, you know how those stupid Disney movies, how they literally show parts where it's like, they let something go and it's like, woo! Like, it's like they're through, like, that's how it feels, bro.
Bro. You're exactly right, bro. It feels like you know, a weight off your shoulder and all that sort of thing. So it's mental health, bro, means a lot to me. So I'm gonna start doing those polls again soon, actually,
100%. You should,
Also,
especially
like,
nowadays, bro. To
yeah,
be honest,
especially
it should
during
have been dropped
lockdown.
now.
I'm actually preparing some stuff during
It should have
lockdown.
been dropped now. Did
So
you?
yeah,
When
like
did you drop that? Was that near the end of like the first phase of lockdown?
it was September something.
20. I remember last year, right?
Yeah, September something last year. Yeah, it was towards the end of lockdown.
It would have been perfect like now. You should
Yeah,
just
it'll be perfect.
repost it
Yeah, I'm
and be
definitely
like,
gonna
yo,
just,
like,
I'm gonna start doing polls again, and I'll repost that as well because I know it's helped a lot of people. I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, "Yo, that song, that project you did has helped me a lot," and
yeah.
I'm just like, "Fuck, that's exactly what the aim for it was," and it's
Because the
crazy
thing
that
is,
yeah,
though, you have to accept that you're. Like, I feel like the worst part you can do is neglect it.
mm.
Like, when
Yeah,
you
you
finally
can't
face it, is when you, like, you know?
you can't sweep it under the rug, man. You can
And
like
people do that. I don't understand how.
you can't because it just builds up, and then you that's when you end up on the brink of you know, fucking vulnerability and stuff.
Mm,
So it's always good to talk about it. It's always good to open up,
100%, bro.
you know, and that's why like with mental health, if you feel alone
Mm,
because you're trying to battle yourself, but you're not, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are willing to help. So I'm willing to help always, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm the
So
same, bro. Like, I
yeah,
check,
so
you
fuck
know
it.
me, bro. I check up on everyone. Even you
Yeah,
said to me, you're like, yo, like, you actually care. It's like, yeah, of course.
yeah, bro. You
And
always
that's the
message.
main reason I did this series, because I want people to know, like, this is, like, a lot of people are like, oh, this is our old business. Fuck no. This is about me just talking to my homies and
100.
letting my fans understand why we relate.
Mm, I
It's
feel you.
literally, it's literally like Joe Rogan's podcast. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Like Joe
yeah,
Rogan's podcast, that's what's the best vibe about him.
hundred
Nothing
percent.
feels forced. It's just they're talking, they're chilling, you know. And I felt like that was the best thing to have, like for artists. Like I feel like a lot of artists don't get the chance to talk much. Like, bro, someone's
Especially.
like, you need to start interviewing. Fuck that. Interviews are structured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more of a discussion. But like that's the one of the reasons why I did that mental health stuff as well is because like the rappers in from Western Sydney really depict themselves out to be a hard cunts and all this sort of shit. Like, yeah, bro, there's the tough side of you and this and that, but there's also a vulnerable side, and everyone has it. You know, everyone goes through their own sort of battles.
Mm.
And it was like, well, if no one else is gonna fucking talk about it, I'll talk about it because I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, I'll be the first to admit I've seen a psychologist, psychiatrist. I'll be the first to admit that fucking I've, you know, experienced mental health firsthand. I've seen fucking my family members experience it firsthand. And like there's like you can be a hard cunt all you want. You can, you know, show yourself out to be like you don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, you know, like there's always gonna be something where,
Yeah.
you know, you gotta just have the courage to talk about it,
Mm.
you know, and
Like,
that's what
bro, that's why, like, when people ask me now, like, you know how, like, I always say, like, I'm blessed and shit. Like, I'm actually blessed now. Like, compared to before, like, bro, like, before I was in a shit place, I wasn't happy and shit. And then, like, after finding that, like, that's like, it's like a producer, bro. You have to find the right person to talk to.
correct to talk.
Like, it's
100%.
like as sad as that
100%.
sounds, it's true.
It's a fact, bro.
And like with me, like I got very lucky the second time I met someone, I spoke to him and all that stuff, and he put something in my head where it's like, okay, like besides your emotional state, what is it that you want in life? Like what is it that you chase? What do you like? What keeps you distracted and all that stuff? That's when I got into YouTube.
Mm.
I got lucky. I saw KSI where he got into gaming and stuff, and then I got into that. And I went, yo, you know what? Like, I was listening to music, and all of my mates were like, bro, you need to do reactions. Like, you know so much about music that it's crazy. Like, it shouldn't be like people would think that you've gone to like shit to do shit in music.
Mm.
I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, I'm just a fan. And as well, like, I watched shit very early on. But like now, bro, like, I write shit. Like a lot of people ask me, like, do you vent? I'm like, I don't vent to anyone instead of a paper.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good therapy.
And to me, the reason why is I can get rid of that whenever the fuck I want.
Mm-hmm. You can burn it, you can throw it out, whatever you want to do.
And as well, no one talks about it. Because in the reality, that's what happens, bro. Everyone, like, even for example, the person that might be your therapist, counselor, whatever, they're gonna probably go home and talk to their husband or someone about it. But that's understandable. I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah.
Because to them, they get intrigued. I've noticed a lot of them, they get intrigued. It's like, oh, like, okay, like, let's see if we can break down, like, how it adds up and shit like that. It's a very interesting thing. But, like, now, like, I know you know this because you've seen my board. I have a board now where I start writing shit down. Like, I have a board, and this is, like, my main goals. Not my main goals, but this is, like, what I live by. Do what you love. Protect your energy at all costs.
That's it.
Happiness is key. Always stay true to your word. Those are the ones that I always live by.
100%.
And then now, I just, like, for example, doing the podcast and stuff, I write down what episode I have to do. I keep myself busy, bro. I feel like...
Yeah, that's what's up, bro.
People have to find something that they're into. Like, I listen to people, bro, and they go, I can't do more than one thing. What do you mean, bro? If I tell you what I'm doing now, I'll be doing the reactions. I do podcasts now. Fuck, I don't want to say this, but I've already said it, so I have to tell you now. I'm learning how to produce.
Nice. Nice.
Because I've got an FL for so many people that I just haven't. I've had FL for 6 years and I've never touched it.
That's what's up, man.
And as well, I bought After Effects, which is for animations. I'm learning how to do animations. And as well, I'm learning how to use Premiere.
Beautiful.
So I'm, like, advancing, like, stuff step by step. Because I'm like, you know what? I want to do what I'm interested into. Like, don't get me wrong, bro. I love production. I don't know music like that. That's my biggest problem. But
that's all right.
I'm very lucky where I might be able to be taught by one of the best in the country. And I'm going to have him on here as well. Chunky.
That's it. You do, bro. Honestly.
I'm trying to work with Chunky.
Good, bro. Whatever you say your mind to, you can do.
Because to me, like, I feel like he's one of the... He's taught a lot of people I know. And that's where I'm always curious to, like, enter his mind. I want to enter... And as well, I'm going to have Pax on this.
100.
I want to get into Pax's mind. I want to understand, like, what he thinks about when he goes through all this stuff.
100%.
Gonna have creators, gonna have everything. That's the whole goal. I don't want just artists. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a fun and all, but
nah, it's good to mix it up, bro. Straight up.
Bro, I appreciate you for coming on. I hope you had fun.
Appreciate you, bro. I did. It was awesome.
I feel like that was the perfect end, the discussion about
I agree.
thing.
I agree.
Let them know. What are you working on? You got anything on the ways?
I do. I've got a track coming out soon with Lee Monroe.
Yep.
That, like, we dropped like some on SoundCloud last night, but we got some big production coming. I've also got another track dropping in August, and then maybe I'll drop a project. We'll see where it takes us in summertime, bro.
Where can people find you?
Instagram, it's Inferno. Facebook, Inferno music page. YouTube, just type in Inferno, you'll find it.
Anything that you wanna talk about, like anything that you dropped recently that you want people to check out?
I dropped Blow with DSP. Check that out. It's doing up to some decent numbers.
Oh my god, that track's hilarious.
Yeah,
I fucking love that track.
So that one just...
Wow, you didn't even bring up DSP as your one to watch.
Yeah, DSP is one to watch for sure. 100%. Go run that up. Fucking... Otherwise, just wait, because I got some shit coming and I'm keen for everyone to hear it.
I'm keen for that.
It's different. So
I'm keen for it. I'm keen to see what's next for you. I'm keen to see your journey, bro. Because you've had an amazing journey so far.
Thank you, bro. Honestly, I appreciate you.
Bro, come on, man. You're one of the few artists that shows me the music before it drops.
Of course. I gotta do that, bro, because you've been with it since the beginning, so you get that privilege. You know what I mean?
100%, bro. I appreciate you for jumping on. Like I said, man, I hope you had fun with this shit, bro.
I
I feel
did,
like this
bro.
is just an opportunity for artists to talk. Let them know. I want, like I said, bro. I want the fans to understand like why we get along so well. Why I support you. Like why all this shit's going on. Because a lot of people ask me, they're like, bro, why do you push this guy so much? Now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know, bro. Like if you don't,
Exactly.
he spoke about his accent. He spoke about everything that you just might want to hear. So that's the point, bro. That's the whole point. Like let people know the journey. Like yo, he's been in this scene longer than 3 years.
That's it.
That's the
it.
thing.
It's
People
all
are
right.
like, oh, bro, he's
Everything
only
will fall into place. You know what I mean? In due time.
100%.
So, I appreciate you having me on, bro.
It's all
Honestly.
love, my bro. It's all love. But anyway, this
Thank
is
you,
for
man.
the YouTube viewers. If you like this, give this a thumbs up. Not only that, comment if you want to see more. Subscribe. And remember, keep living a crazy life. And stay blessed. Peace. Laters. Ah, whoop.